Good morning. Welcome back to B&J's Old Farm. Hope you all slept well. It's Wednesday morning. It's hump day. We got one here. See how many people come in this morning. We got two in the chat, or two watching now. Good morning to you, whoever you are. Oh, we got three now. Hello, hello. Say hello in the chat for me. Let me know you're in here. Who am I talking to this morning? Hey, Goldie. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. So I'm not very motivated today, so I'm just going to do some Greek yogurt and strawberries and blueberries this morning and try to conserve as much energy as I possibly can. How are you today, lovely Jess? I'm a little better. I don't know if you've seen my community post or not, but I had a horrible migraine for the past 2 days. You know, one of those ones that are so bad you're on your knees begging for some relief. I hate migraines. I hate headaches too, but they're just the worst. No, I'm not going to do a smoothie this morning. I'm just going to do Greek yogurt and strawberries and blueberries. I usually try to keep the smoothies for evening to go along with my dinner. Smoothie does sound pretty good this morning though. But yeah. We got 4 in the chat now. Hello. So, TMI for any guys out there watching. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. But once a month, Aunt Flo comes and she is like absolutely destroying my hormones for the past, I think it's been like a year. My hormones get crazy out of whack. And I believe that's why I get these migraines once a month for 2 days. So completely off track. I lost 2 days. So now I gotta try to play catch up. Kind of sucks. Hey Brian, good morning. Good to see you. Barrett's good. Barrett's season is summer. He loves summer, so he's been working his butt off. He's like been a busy bee, just zipping around everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could be up helping. I feel so guilty when he's up doing stuff and I can't. Kind of sucks because we are a pretty good team when we work together. But he did so good yesterday. I don't know if you remember or not, but the tree fell down on the barn last year. And we haven't been able to get to it with just everything that has went on in life. And he worked on that yesterday. And he's on blood thinners, so if he cuts himself, it's kind of scary. So I don't like him doing any of that alone. So while he did the cutting of the tree with the chainsaw, I sat in the herb garden and pruned stuff and just did little stuff like weeding, and so I could keep an eye on him, make sure he was all right. So he got that done. He got so much done yesterday. He moved the property. He weed-eated. I don't know what all he did. Like I said, he was like a bumblebee all over the place. And I still did the stuff I had to do. I fed the animals. Well, I fed the chickens, and he got the rest of them. And I made dinner. By the time I had dinner cooked up, I was done. I was so done. I was hurting and tired. And yeah. We did go down to the garden early yesterday morning and check it out and try to see what we could salvage and stuff. And still, I think it's been like 3 or 4 days. I can't remember since the flood happened. You guys, we got down in that garden and it is still muddy. Like, we stepped our feet in that garden and we just sank. I'm like, what the heck? You think? And the sun's been out, so you think it'd be dried up by now, but it definitely isn't. And took a look at, we tried to get the tomatoes tied up and stuff. And the tomatoes hadn't been tied up before the flood because they weren't tall enough yet. So after the flood, they actually grew quite a bit, or in between the flood or something, I don't know. But when we went down yesterday to try to tie them up, like I said, we were sinking in the ground. It was so muddy. And I don't know if the tomatoes will survive or not. Hopefully they'll bounce back. We'll see. The tomatillos too. They're with the tomatoes. And they're just like so buried in mud, and they got dried mud on them. So we were trying to brush them off, and stems and leaves were breaking off left and right. So hopefully something will survive. I don't know. But it's a mess down there. It's kind of sad. All the work we put into it, and it's looking like that. Something bit my arm Saturday night, and now got cellulitis. And oh my goodness, what the heck? Taking something for it, and it seems to be helping. I'm sorry to hear that, Brian. That's horrible. I know the flies have been just massive this year. I can't believe the fly population. But not only the fly population, but the deer flies and the horse flies, they've been horrible. Every time me and Barrett walk outside, it seems like one of us is getting bit, and they're like dive bombing us. The mosquitoes are pretty bad this year too, but I've been bitten more by the horse flies this year than anything. Well, that and the ticks. It looked like a spider. Ugh. That is not good. Hopefully it wasn't a poisonous one. But I guess if you had cellulitis, it's not having a good reaction to you. I'm so sick of bugs this year. It was light green. Really? So yeah, the last 2 days, probably today too, I've been in like super slow mode. Just trying to take it easy. Really? 2 different medicines for it? Wow. What kind of medicine do they have you on, Brian? Is it an antibiotic, or like what do they do for that? Oh, also, you guys, if you could please remember, hit the thumbs up, share me out. It really helps me out. I forgot to share it out this morning myself, so. I guess people haven't been getting my notifications, so that's not good. And I was going to try to go live last night to make up for Monday Night Live. Yo, I couldn't do it. My head hurt just so bad. Back drum and calf flex. Okay. Wow. They really want that out of your system. How are you doing taking those, Brian? You okay taking them? So yeah, I did dinner last night, and I was like, yeah, heck with the dishes. I didn't do dishes after dinner. As you can see, I'm doing dishes here. So just basically plain ketchup. Had no choice, so had to take it right. Doing pretty good with it so far. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Geez, it just seems like we've all been getting hit so hard this year, don't it? I seriously thought 2024 was going to be a good year. And it just seems like we've been getting hit left and right. Not just me and Barrett, but all of us here. It doesn't help that on certain days I try to push myself really hard to get things done, and then it's not good. But we went for our monthly trip to town and did our grocery shopping and stuff. And I had the bright idea that while we're in town, we need to start saving more money on gas. We're trying to cut more corners. So it's like, well, instead of going to town 2-3 times a month, let's just do all the grocery haul and the food pantries in one day. Which the food pantries around here, they changed a lot this year. They're allowing people to go to the food pantries every single day of the week, once a week at each pantry. We have like several pantries here. So basically you can go to one pantry every day of the week if you wanted to. But Baron and I try to only hit 3 of them. And so we ended up hitting, 2 days ago, we ended up hitting 5 grocery stores and 3 food pantries. And I go to all the grocery stores to get the best deals because I know which places have cheapest. Anyways, I was kicking myself in the butt for that. That was a really bad idea. We were in town. We left here at 7 a.m. because somebody tried to hack Baird's bank account. So we had to stop at the bank too. So we left here at 7 and didn't get home till 2:30. Oh my goodness. Worst idea ever. I told him I don't think we'll ever do that again. I think I'd rather spend the extra gas money than put myself through that. That was horrible. Good morning, Firefly. I seen a light green spider on my arm Saturday night. Wow. Everything is high. Yeah, it's super high. I can't believe, and we go to the grocery store once a month. So I don't get to see the prices like some people do regularly, like once a week or whatever. So when I get to the grocery store once a month, like every time it's another shocker. I'm just like, what in the world? Like, that's just insane. Thank you, Brian, so much. He gifted a membership. Firefly says, I'm going to work today, out 2 days for that tooth. Oh my goodness. Does it feel better though, Firefly? And good morning to you. So I've also been making my own chicken food and cat food, trying to cut costs down, or at least supplement the cost. They still have their chicken feed and cat feed and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to make it last longer. Brian says you're very welcome. Oh, my tea is done. I've been having a glass of tea. The tea has exploded out in the herb garden. So I've been trying to have a glass of tea every morning. It's been tasting pretty good. It still hurts. Oh, I'm so sorry. That is not fun. It's getting hot here this week and we'll be in the 90s. I know. This past week has been like super chilly. Well, I guess the last 2 days, super chilly. I was freezing cold the 2 days that I had the migraine real bad. I just could not get warm. Such coldness. And then I looked at the forecast and it was like back to the 90s for the rest of the week. And I'm like, what the heck is going on with this weather? And it's like, I don't know. The vegetable plant, the garden's either freezing or frying up in the hot heat, sun, or getting flooded. I'm like, what in the world? This weather is just insane this year. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. The migraine isn't as bad, like I said. Now it's just like, right now it's just like a tinge, like an annoying headache in the back of my eyes and my head. Thankfully. So hopefully by today or tomorrow it'll be completely gone. At least that's my hopes. We have so much here this year. What do you mean? So much what? Crazy weather? What are you talking about? I don't know. Oh, update. Here's something I haven't told you guys about. I'm pretty upset about. Both dogs, Brutus and Rebel, have pink eye. Like, what the heck? So, I don't know how they got pink eye, but they got it. And so now I'm treating them morning and night, twice a day, trying to get that healed up. Now, Rebels looks really good. Their eyes were like crusted shut, you know? And so their eyes are open now, and Rebels looks pretty good. Hers looks pretty clear. It does have a little discharge still coming out, but it looks good. Brutus, on the other hand, this is why his name is Brutus. He's a big old brute. And he's a big old baby, too. He does not want me spraying nothing in his eye. And he is so hard to get the medicine into. Me and Barrett both are having a heck of a time holding him. Yesterday, or no, I think it was the day before, Barrett tried to like pin him up against he put the lead rope on him, and then he tried to like pin him with his hip up against the doghouse, and then hold his head. It was a typo, okay. It was try to hold his head still while I sprayed the medicine. Oh my goodness, he is so strong, you guys. He like totally got out from both of our hold, and I couldn't get his eye. Eventually we got it, but it's a struggle with him. It's crazy. He's like that with his like back paws and legs too. Like, he don't mind if I brush him out or anything, but when it comes to his back legs and his paws, he will not let me touch them. or his tail. I don't understand. You don't like him being touched. And I was so mad too because I haven't had to buy the pink eye spray. Oh Lord. It's been like a couple of months, I think. 2 or 3 months since the cows had pink eye. So I used the whole bottle on the cows to make sure. I also used Manuka honey on the cows, and that really worked. Different. Anyways, the pink eye spray that I bought several months ago was $23 when I bought it. This month, when I realized the dogs had pink eye, I went to buy it. $39, you guys. It jumped that freaking high. I was like, no way. But we had to have it. Because if you let pink eye go for too long, they'll lose their eyesight, and I can't allow the dogs to do that. That's horrible. Oh, so much rain here this year. Yeah. It's been lots of rain. All right, Dragon. It was good to see you, though. I hope you start feeling better as well. I've had like several people say that they're not feeling good at all either. And someone said it was the pressure in the air. I don't know how much that's true or not, but I don't know. It's not been fun for any of us. But it's sad because I do miss when I don't do the Monday night reset or Friday, Faith Friday and stuff like that. When I don't do those, I end up really regretting it and missing it. But can only do what I can do. I did. There it goes. Sorry about that. I don't know why I started spinning. But I spent 4 days in the trailer, off and on, of course, taking breaks, but scrubbing the insides of cabinets and dishes and cast irons. It took me 4 days, and I think I did 6 cabinets and drawers. And oh my goodness, the soot coming off of the cast iron and the dishes and the cabinets was just insane. My arms hurt so bad. I got a good arm workout. I should have muscles. I keep scrubbing like this. But it's starting to look a little better. Hopefully, once I start feeling a little bit better, I'll be back over to the trailer and scrubbing. I might have to have Barrett help me pull out the stove, but you can see where I took off the cast irons off the wall to scrub them up. I still have one up there I gotta do, but I'll show you here in a second how bad it is. But I took the cast iron skillets off the stove or off the wall to scrub them, to get them cleaned up, because I'm sick of cooking in those dang non-stick pans. So I've been getting the cast irons cleaned up and seasoned and getting them in working order. So anyway, look at this wall. You see that? Isn't that insane? And so, like, when I go to clean it, I've just been using the best thing. I've tried everything. And the best thing that has been working so far is just hot water and Dawn dish soap has been the best thing to get everything cleaned up. And so when Barrett pulls that stove out, I can just imagine what it's going to be like. I'm going to be there all day. Because as soon as water hits it, just streaks of soot just start coming down, and you got to wipe them up real quick, or it seems like the streaks of the soot are like staying there, and it takes longer to get it off. So we'll see what happens. Today's plan is to try to get the rest of the tomatoes tied up. And then Barrett wants to start loading up metal junk and take a round into the junkyard so we can try to get the computers out and paid off. We got that freezer that blew up, so we can take that in. That'll have a bit of weight to it, I think. And then the old stove that blew up, we still have that, and I'm so glad we held on to that stuff, you guys, because now it'll help us out, I hope. And then we'll just putt around the property and see if we can find any other scrap metal that we can load up. And then we'll probably, after we get the truck loaded up, we'll probably take it into town on one of the really hot days, so we're not out in the sun working, you know. I don't know. I gotta make cookies. I've been trying to keep cookies on hand. Barrett's still doing really good on the keto. He hasn't cheated or anything, but I'm trying to keep him some snacks on hand so that he doesn't veer off or want to sneak anything else. And it's been working. So I try to make cookies like every other day. I haven't for the past 2 days, obviously, because I've been in bed, but Car, hello? Is that how you say your name? What's the question mark about? I really wish on the StreamYard I could turn you guys sideways to give you a better picture, but every time I try to set it up, it won't let me do it. Oh, where's today? Today's Wednesday. We got to go to town today because Barrett has his Coumadin appointment. He's got to get his blood levels checked. I completely forgot. And that's not until later this afternoon, though. Have you figured out anything with your mom yet, Brian? Is there an estimated date of when she's going to get to come home? You guys are quiet this morning. All the borage that was in front of, I planted borage in front of the garden this year. And I think only 4 of those survived the flood. The rest of them are completely wiped out. But when the flood come through the garden, there was a current. That's why everything was laying down like it was. The current like just demolished everything, basically. So anything that was left was completely flattened to the ground. And the borage, poor stuff, it was just like flat out. All the leaves are laying flat. And with all the mud and the dirt on top of them, it just withered them up and killed them, I guess. Barrett was talking yesterday about maybe moving the garden back to where we used to have it, closer to the house. And I was like, yeah, but it still floods there. And he's like, true, but at least the current isn't so strong. So he might have a point there. I don't know. I'm pulling out of the driveway now, so I'm listening. All right. Well, you be careful, Firefly. Honestly, this garden seasoning was like, I put so much work into all the plants and everything this year. It was such a disappointment. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but maybe it'll change by next year. But I honestly, I'm in that mood of just giving up. Like, I don't even know if I want to have a garden next year. And if I do have a garden, maybe just like downsize it really small. I don't know if it's just I've taken too many blows this year or what, but I'm just exhausted and tired. Hey, Marshmallow Man, good to see you this morning. I'm having more Wheaties and coffee. That ugh, Greek yogurt sour this morning. Tangy. Oh. What are you gonna get into today, Marshmallow Man? I went 2 days without smoking because I was in bed with that horrible tooth pain. That's really good, Firefly. I need to get back on the quit smoking thing. I tried. It's horrible. I'm so addicted. I'm so mean and edgy. I need to be like secluded around nobody. So when I go through the struggle, there's nobody I can take it out on. Oh, you got to go to work at 8:30. I think if I could make it past 4 days, if I could make it to 5 days, I'd be okay. I was so dumb. I made it 4 days at one time not too long ago. I should have just kept on going, but I don't know. Firefly, did you ever hear anything from that company that came to see you? I never heard anything back from you. Whatever ended up happening with that? Marshmallow Man says, yes, Firefly. Marshmallow Man says hi to Brian. I gotta check my list today. Or yesterday's list. I didn't even mark anything off. I had my Monday night my Monday checklist to do Monday Night Live and didn't do that. I didn't do anything hardly at all other than cook our breakfast and dinner. Today's Wednesday. I'm so far behind on everything. This is why I can't keep Disney, Firefly. This is why I can't keep lists, because when I'm down for a couple of days, it just goes out the window anyway. They loved it. Awesome. So are you going to be working with them, or what comes of it now? Sorry, I know you're driving. You work at property maintenance. Sorry, I was chopping up blue cheese. What are you making, Goldie? The whole purpose of me trying to get this trailer done is, or at least the kitchen done, is to get it sanitized enough so that I can, but that all depends on what the garden does too. I might not be canning that much. Hopefully, at least the tomatoes last. If the tomatoes survive, I'll be happy, because at least I can do my stewed tomatoes. So hopefully, I'll get a batch out of that. Barrett says I have to have more faith that it'll do great. It'll be fine. So I hope he's right. I had 6 artichokes planted down there. I believe it was 6. And they look all right. They're not amazing looking, but they look all right. One of them completely died out. So I've got 5 left. And they were big enough. I think the one that died was just too little or something to survive. But the 5 that are left, they look strong enough. So hopefully they'll bounce back. And we'll have artichokes too. I don't eat artichokes all the time, but every once in a while it's really good. I like to have. And I am gaining weight back. The only way I can tell that is because my clothes are fitting again. They're not falling off of me so badly. Some of them still are, but majority of them, they're starting to fit better. So I am gaining weight back, so that's good. Maybe it's muscle from all that scrubbing. I don't know. I got a phone call the other day, and I got accepted into another pain management. Well, just the initial appointment. So I got to go to pain management. I think next month for this new clinic and see what they have to say. I'm not looking forward to it, if you can tell. Traffic's picking up outside, so everybody must be headed to work. I do have to say the spinach did really good this year. The spinach, I got 2 like ice cream bucketfuls of spinach, and it's still growing. So that's awesome. Hopefully I'll have enough spinach until next spring. We'll see. Because I put the spinach in my smoothies. So that's a big cost cut when I can grow my own. I do know Dragon's probably gone now, but the only kale that survived were 3 kale. So I'm gonna have to replant kale, and I'll wait until next month to do that. So hopefully it'll survive a little better without kale doesn't like heat very much. So I'll wait until like the end of next month to plant more. But only 3 survived, and they're just little itty bitty things like this. I think the deer nubbed them down before the flood hit. So I don't know if that was a good thing that they were just stems when the flood hit. The corn that we planted is completely gone. I know that. I don't even know about the lettuce. I didn't check the lettuce or the peas. I think we got like 2 to 4 pea pods this year off the peas. But like I said, the weather has just been so crazy between the heat and the cold. Plants don't like it when it fluctuates like that. So we got to eat like 4 peas this year, which was nice and refreshing. Usually when I go down to the garden, like yesterday morning, Bear's like, we gotta do tomatoes. And I'm like, okay. So my main focus is tomatoes. So I didn't look at anything else other than tomatoes and the artichokes because they were right next to the tomatoes. They were in the row next to the tomatoes. So that was my main focus. I try not to look at anything else because then I'll get off track. All my squirrels will be like all over the place. I'll be like, oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And I can't do that. I gotta have my blinders on so I can focus. I don't know. Ooh, Barrett found, he was mowing yesterday and he found a new patch of black raspberries. So that's exciting. I wonder if the flood brought these up or something because, well, the first flood, not this past one. But there's a big old berry bush right at the back side of the farmhouse now. So that's nice. I ate one when he showed me it. There was only one that was ripe on it. So I snatched it up and ate it. And it tastes pretty good. And hopefully this year it'll be a really good harvest because the ones down by the garden, they were pretty loaded. They're all still green, but they were pretty loaded. My elderberry bushes, I have one that's trying to survive, but two of them are almost completely dead or are completely dead. So they've got to come out. Hopefully, I can. I'm going to snap some branches off, some twigs off, and try to propagate it and get some more growing. And what else? The elderberries. I thought there was another. I don't know. There's another berry somewhere too that we seen. The raspberries, they're loaded this year too. They haven't started turning yet, but they're loaded. And also I was gonna tell you the nut trees, like every other year, I don't know, that's just the way they are. The nut trees produce every other year. And this should have been the year that they produced really heavy. And I've heard from other people too that their nut trees are loaded. But the hickory nut tree that I just adore and love, that's my favorite nut tree, it has nothing on it. I'm like, no, what is going on? So I don't think the hickory nut's going to produce this year. Strange. I was thinking the other day though, well, maybe God is telling me to focus on the farmhouse and the trailer and getting that stuff cleaned up instead of the gardening year. Ooh, we ran into somebody. We met somebody new when we were at the pantry. Barrett was talking to. Barrett's just a talkative bee when he's out and about. He was talking to another guy in line, and he said he might be able to help us out. He was a master electrician, so they were talking and stuff. So hopefully, if we get all the supplies needed, we can get electric over at the farmhouse again. That would be amazing. Peppermint tea is so good, especially when it's fresh. So far this year, we've drank the peppermint tea, the mint chocolate, um, and the lemon balm. I'm waiting for my pineapple tea to get a little bigger before I start harvesting it. And spearmint. We've had the peppermint and the spearmint, chocolate mint, lemon balm. And I planted Thai roselle this year, like the hibiscus um, tea. I planted that this year and it's growing. It's doing all right. Thankfully, I didn't plant that out anywhere. It just is in a pot still. I'm waiting for it to get super big and get really good root system to it. And then I'll plant that out once it's big enough. But it's doing pretty good. So hopefully I'll have a harvest off of the hibiscus this year. And this is the first year I've been successful at germinating it. only 2 seeds germinated, which is fine with me. It's 2. But only 2 germinated out of the 8 that I planted. So fingers crossed we get a good hibiscus harvest. All right, you guys. Well, I've been on here for about an hour. So I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to start my Bible study for the morning and I'm going to get my day started. I want to thank you all for taking time to come out and start your morning with me. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Until next time, remember you're not alone. You are loved. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And I hope to see you on Friday. See you later. Have a good day. Bye.